Welcome back to Nostalgianomics. Today, just a good old market talk video. Talk about what's going on in the market in late 2023, moving into early 2024, and so on. How to navigate through some of these items, some of these cards right now. What might be good times to pick up. What might be good times to just, leave alone for now and come back to you later. You got time for. And get an overall consensus of what's happening. Talk about some news that's been coming out about some products. So let's get into that. I'm going to start with 151 and work my way back. And so starting with 151. I feel like it's bringing collecting back in the hobby, right? We're seeing the ETBs and other products fly off the shelves. The packs are being ripped at will, and people are wanting to complete these master sets. And what I mean is, it's actually brought back actually enjoying every card in the pack. Not like the Cool Trainer Ryan style where you throw every card away except the hit. It's really, but that's how the hobby's been, right? It's how it's kind of been for a while. Is no one really cares about any of the cards in the set except the hits, the big dollar cards. But 151, it's really brought back enjoying every single card in the pack, right? Enjoying every single artwork, wanting to get every single card. And I think that happens whenever you bring that original 151 Pokemon back. It's drawing a lot more people in the hobby. I've had countless messages already since this set's been announced and released. Hey, Alex, I'm just getting back in the hobby. Hey, I just refound the hobby. Hey, I just found the hobby for the first time, and asking questions and talking about what they're doing and what they're collecting. And so it's really cool to see that. I think Pokemon does a good job of constantly finding new collectors to bring into the hobby, so that's a good thing. With all that being said, investability-wise, UPCs, right? This is not, let me repeat, not a Celebrations UPC scenario. There's more UPCs coming. There's going to be enough out there. These will not be $200-$300 a UPC in a few months. I can basically 99.9% guarantee the G word that. They're going to be available probably around $100, maybe even lower, maybe a little higher, don't know yet, but they are going to be widely available at an affordable price. And I have heard the pull rates are a lot better in the UPCs from a lot of people. So hey, maybe go with the UPCs. You're wanting to open some product and get some good value. As far as the ETBs go, they're flying off the shelves as well. A lot of listings on TCG Player and eBay that are selling are in the high 50s now. You can still find them in the low 50s, even in the 40s if you buy in bulk or cases. You can still find them at retail pretty cheap. If you want to open them, still good value. It's a lot better value than those booster bundles. However, if you're looking to move into the stuff long term, I think you have time. I think you can wait. I think there will be cheaper ETBs in the future. I think the UPCs will be either the same price, maybe even cheaper, maybe a little more. I think you got time though. I think you have time with a lot of these products to put the sealed product away. Okay? Moving back to Obsidian Flames, Paldea Evolved, Scarlet Violet Base, you got time. Still tons of this product in the market. Stores are still lowering the prices daily. We're seeing flash sales in the 80s. Someone even said in the 70s on base set. I didn't see that. I did see $80.99 a box though at Card Shop Live. And so these people are still trying to dump this. I think you got time. I don't think it's anything to rush into. If you don't mind having your money locked up, I think anything in the 80s is a crazy good price. I mean, these are prices that were good before the MSRP rise. Now, after the MSRP rise, you can still find booster boxes in the 80s. I didn't think we'd ever see this again. Yeah, it's a great price point to pick them up at. Is it a great time? I don't know. We could see them start to move in 6 months, in a year, 2 years. I don't know. It depends on the market sentiment. It depends on how much gets bought out, how much the supply disappears from the market. We will see how that happens. However, if you are just chasing the best price and you're not worried about locking your funds up, yeah, anywhere in the 80s I think is a pretty safe place. Again, we all know the story. Every booster box in history, no matter how bad it was, has risen in value. Yes, Rebel Clash. Yes, Steam Siege. Yes, Crimson Invasion. Yes, Black and White. All the worst sets still rise, so don't get tied up on how strong the set is if you're worried about future growth of the sealed product. Oh, we forgot to talk about the TCG Classic Big Whale $400 collection they're releasing too. So it's not Pokemon Center exclusive. It is going to go out to card shops. It is going to go to Walmart, Targets, I don't know, Best Buys, Amazons maybe, I don't know. But it is going to be widely available. However, it is a very constricted amount. A lot of card shops are only getting 3, 4, 5 of them. So it is going to be a limited product. A lot of people tell me the distributors are selling them at $250 to the shops. So there's a big margin there, $250 to $400. That doesn't mean we're going to see major drop-offs closer to that, $250 range because people are wanting to get rid of it because it's so scarce. So we might see it stick around 400. We might see it rise above 400. We might see some of the big shops online who get a lot of it, maybe drop into the 300s. I don't know. As far as like long term, guys, it's a glorified theme deck. Let's call it what it is. It is a glorified theme deck. It is pre-constructed decks. There's no pull rates. There's no packs. You just get the exact deck that everyone else gets that buys that item. So for me, I'm not investing in it. Could it do well? Maybe. Maybe. That's all I'm going to say is maybe. But if you're asking, is it a great investment? I mean, think about it this way. Do you want to put a $400 in that item? Or would you rather buy like, 3 Sword and Shield Alt Art era booster boxes? Do you think those $130 booster boxes are going to go to $260 before that box is going to go to $800? I mean, in my mind, it seems like a better play, but hey, you do what you want. Maybe the scarcity of the item will propel it. Maybe people will just be, that insane about the original 3, starters. I don't know, but to me, it seems like a glorified theme deck for $400. I think it was a bad move by Pokemon, but hey, the market will tell us otherwise if I'm wrong. Going to Sword and Shield now. Crown Zenith is getting a reprint, a large reprint from what I've heard, very large. Do I see this being a Shining Fate scenario? No, I don't. Shining Fate's got a large reprint. It did kill it, basically. However, Hidden Fate's got a large reprint. It was over $300 in ETB. It got a reprint, dropped under 100, and now it has already rebounded up in the high hundreds. It's having some stagnant times now, but it's been a great investment if you would have held from the very beginning, even through the reprints. With Crown Zenith, I wouldn't be surprised to see these ETBs in the 40s. All right, you'll be able to find these in the 40s. Don't FOMO. Don't freak out. I think you got time because there's a lot of other stuff going on, a lot of other TCGs, a lot of things happen in the economy. I don't think this is going to be a big rush scenario. If you want to pick up some more, if you got some already, you want a dollar cost average in, buy some. If you don't have any yet, this is the time to buy. However, I don't see like a big kind of gigantic, V-shaped pattern. I do see a rise over time. I think it's probably the second strongest next to Evolving Skies sets in all of Sword and Shield. However, there's going to be a lot of product. It will take time for that to sell out. I think you're going to have time to pick that up going into, Black Friday, Christmas time. There might be better prices than right at their reprint. Now going into the alt art sets, right? Battle Styles through Silver Tempest. In my opinion, this is probably the best possible opportunity right now. The reason I say that is these are some of the rarest... I want to say rarest, the hardest to pull. These are the hardest to pull cards in all the hobby. If you take, in terms of pull rates, like 1 in 500 packs type things, these alt arts are. I think a lot of these alt arts are going to be very collectible into the future, even though the pop reports are higher because they're very highly printed. However, they're very highly sought after by millions of people around the world. So, if you're asking me, and I've done this, by the way, I'm still putting money into Sword and Shield alt art sets. The Chillings, the Fusions, Evolving's a little high now. You can do with what you want. We could see a scenario like Team Up, where things just absolutely balloon for Evolving Skies, and it jumps over $1,000. I don't know, depending on the supply, we'll see. But, definitely the Chillings, the Fusions, the Brilliance, Astral, Lost Origin, Silver Tempest, Brilliant Stars. I missed any? Battle Styles. Battle Styles is probably the one. If you want to leave it, you can. It probably will still do okay, but I think the other ones will do a lot better. The Silver Tempest and Lost Origin reprints, they're starting to dry up. We are starting to see things level out and actually move up now in the sealed product, so it might be time to start picking those up before those prices move back up. And I think all those sets, any one of those sets under $150 seems like a lot better play than trying to rush into Scarlet Violet right now, and a lot better play than some of the other plays you can make. Now, don't get fooled by the singles market, right? A lot of those had large reprints, right? And so the singles market may be moving down. That doesn't mean the box market is going to follow it. The box market can actually move against the singles market because it continues to get more scarce day by day as more get open, more disappear into collections and aren't on the market. And so the box price can actually start to rise even though the singles aren't doing well with the alt arts right now. So just pay attention to that. Moving into, early Sword and Shield, the base set, it's like $300. Don't know how good of an investment that is at $300, but if you're wanting to pick it up for your collection, do I think it's gonna fall off and be worth less? No. You're probably going to pay somewhere around that if you want it in your collection. However, as far as the best investment wise, probably not the best investment, but again, collectors, it's probably not getting any cheaper as time goes on. The base set's well over. It's well done with reprints. We're not getting any more. It was during the pandemic when that was released, so there's a lot less of it than a lot of the other Sword and Shield sets. And so yeah, if you want it, you could pick it up. Rebel Clash, same story, 220s to 240s range right now. Probably not the best investment, but it might be a good time to pick it up if you just want it in your collection, because I don't see it falling off in price. Vivid Voltage, Darkness Blaze, again, weak sets. They're going to rise. It's like all other booster boxes do, in my opinion. They'll probably rise, but if I had to pick one, because they're around the same price as a lot of the alt art sets, if I had to pick right now, I'd probably pick the alt art sets. So that's just my opinion on that. Now, moving into Sun and Moon and XY. This is where all the money's flowing right now. Don't know why. I think what's happening is people are seeing this. They're saying, you know what? A lot of these Sword and Shield sets are still cheap. I got time there. Scarlet and Violet, I got tons of time on. The Sun and Moon XY, there's a lot less of these. They were less printed because Pokemon wasn't as crazy as it was now. And so, I see them disappearing from the market. Some of these boxes, some of them, go back to XY. Some of these boxes have like 3, 4, 5 available on the whole market. That's it. That's all that's available. And so people are going back and they're saying, I'm going to get these in my collection while I still can. It's not that I'm saying to go invest in all those boxes because they're the best investment. What I'm saying is, if you're wanting to have booster box collections, if you want XY and Sun and Moon era, they're probably not getting any cheaper, right? I'm not saying that, in 3, 4, or 5 years that a team up box won't still be $1,800, $2,000. What I'm saying is, it's a very low probability it's going to be like $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, right? It's very low probability Flashfire is going to drop under $3,000. It's a very low probability any of those boxes are going to see significant downturns unless the whole market just kind of crashes. I do expect a lot of that XY and Sun and Moon era stuff to continue to trend up. If not, maybe go flat, a little less liquid, and then have times where it does turn up. I strongly doubt any of that stuff is going to crash or come back down. It didn't spike, right? A lot of it, other than Team Up and some of those other, tag team sets, a lot of it didn't see major spikes. It's been steady growth, steady 5, 10, 15, 20, 30% growth with time, with months, with over the year. And so, it's a realistic move with the scarcity, with the amount of eyes and the traction coming back to it. And so when things move like that, those are normal moves in the market, right? This normal appreciation. That's why I don't think we'll see a crash. So if you're asking me, well, Alex, some of these sets have already seen big upticks, some of these, these XY sets, Breakthrough, Breakpoint, those were $300, $400 a box. Now they're $600, $700. Is it still a good buy? What do you want it for? Are you asking me is it a good investment? Do I think it's going to go from $600 or $700 to $1,200 to $1,400 in the same time you could put $600 into a case of Silver Tempest right now? Well, no, probably not, right? I'm not saying it's the best investment. What I'm saying is it could be the best time to get in for your collection because you might not have a better entry point in the future. And then going back into, like I said, black and white, mid-era, even vintage, I try to keep up with those markets. There's so little sales. There are so little of those boxes that hit the market, that actually sell, that don't sell with just best offer accepted or private sales. Really hard to gauge where those markets are at. They're very scarce. All of those boxes, let me say it again. All of those boxes all go over $1,000 at least. Into the thousands, into the tens of thousands. All the sealed products. Some of the best hits in some of those sets, with their sealed prices being $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, aren't even near that, even in PSA 10s. So don't get wrapped up in what the singles are doing. Don't get wrapped up in the slab market. Don't get wrapped up in what's happening there and think it's going to spill over to the sealed market. Sealed markets always are more scarce, and ever since the beginning of Pokemon, they've had ebbs and flows, but over time, they've all risen up over time. So keep that in mind. That's kind of what I got. That's how you can kind of look at things going. Paradox Rift will be coming out. I don't get into all those, type of spoilers and all those types of predictions and how it's going to do. Look, I think it's going to be like a lot of the rest of Scarlet and Violet. I think you got time. I don't think there's any rush. We'll probably see that in the mid-90s, low 90s, maybe even 80s, depending on how strong the set is, how strong the demand is. I just don't think there's any rush right now. I think we should be going back and doing what obviously the rest of the market's doing, looking at Sword and Shield, looking at Sun and Moon, XY, looking at other things further back in the hobby that you want to pick up that are low right now while everyone's trying to figure out this new era. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think of anything I said. You can, let me know if you think I'm an idiot or I'm wrong. You can let me know if you think I'm right about some things. I don't care. Just let me know. I like to hear the discourse. I like to hear where other people's minds are at right now. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not yet. And other than that, be back here in a new video soon. I'm out.